We have 5 laps ahead of us here in Baku and the new pole sitter. The race starts in 3 beeps time. And we're underway here in Baku, and it's a good launch from the leaders. The cars are jockeying for position heading into the first corner here. Avery is already clear, but Oscar is around the inside of Blazin, and Miko almost has a look up into the inside as the cars successfully navigate the first corner here, a 90-degree corner, and there's plenty more of them to come in the first part of this lap. Blurry trying to go around the outside of Bones, who now has a compromised line, and because of it, Apex is up his inside, so Bones losing positions early off in the race. Oscar has already gotten up into second place as Apex gets past Bones there. Seth has also dropped down to the back of the field in the opening stages as we head towards corner 3. Oh no, and Burning has run into the back of Apex and he smashes into the runoff there, going over a couple of times, and it looks like Blurry has also been taken out in that incident there. A key player in the championship out in the 3rd corner already, as Oscar is already putting pressure on Avery after getting past Blazin. Avery will know the pace that Oscar has in the tank and will be feeling the pressure down this straight. I think Oscar's going to go for a move here, and yes, he's alongside Avery already, going for the lead of the race and into the braking zone. Oscar outbrakes Avery and takes the lead into the castle section now, the most technical section of the track. Very difficult, very easy to screw up. Oh, and Oscar crashes, and he's going to block the track there as the cars run into each other to stop. We've had a red flag instantly called a red flag, so the order will be called from the moment that Oscar hit the barriers. None of this chaos will affect the order on the restart, but this gives us a good opportunity to look at the other incident that we didn't really get quite a good look at. So we'll have just another quick look now before the restart. So this is going into turn 3 here, and I think Burning has just missed his braking point, and he's taken out Apex and Blurry because of it. Apex and Blurry doing nothing wrong, and Bones actually quite lucky to avoid the incident there, being in the right place at the right time. As you can see, Burning hitting the cars and then doing a full rollover and ending up out of his race. You can get a good look at his livery there. Probably not the best race to use his special livery, but at least we get a nice look at it now. Watching on board with Bones, who was right behind and gets a good view of the incident. This will definitely be some sort of penalty, probably a 3-place penalty for the next race for Burning. And here's his onboard of the incident, just missing his braking point, and really unfortunate for the 2 drivers that he took out. Because we got over halfway through that lap, we're going to start on lap 2 here with 4 laps to go. We're all ready and set to go again, and we'll get this race underway again in 3 beeps time. Take 2 of the race in Baku is underway. Avery gets a mega launch from the start there. A bit of squabbling at the back. Blazin keeps his 2nd place, Bones in 3rd, and Miko there going wide, and that'll give Seth an opportunity to go around the outside as we head towards the first corner. Bones looking to the inside of Blazin, but choosing not to make that move. Wizard has gotten past 2 cars in that corner, outbraking multiple people there, and he gets up into 4th position. We've safely navigated the first 2 corners, but the 3rd corner is what gave us trouble last time, as Miko there is weaving in the back of the pack, perhaps trying to break the toe of the driver behind. Seth goes up and looks in the inside, but chooses not to make a move as we head towards the 4th corner of the track. Seth now on the outside of Wizard. He's going to try go around the outside. Oh, and Wizard runs in wide and he loses a couple of places there. Halos having a massive snap of oversteer, trying to avoid running into the back of Seth there as we head towards the little chicane here. Oh, and Wizard spun, and Miko barely avoids him and then makes contact with Seth, who has to cut the chicane after being hit there, and they'll go side by side. Oh, and there's that Avery who spun from the lead. It is. And there's more contact between Seth and Wizard, and there's Penn Striker spun around. This is crazy here as Seth has gotten past Wizard, who now doesn't have a front wing, and this time it really is missing. It's not just some visual glitch. Penn Striker dropping down the field. Avery is still able to keep on going, but Penn's is still facing the wrong way there. Wizard also with substantial suspension damage. They'll try to get back to the pits so they can repair their cars. That makes Blazin the leader then, if Avery is spun from the lead, and following him is Bones in 2nd. Seth is now struggling. He must have picked up some more damage around the lap. Halos easily goes by. Seth clearly struggling to control the car in a high-speed section of the track, and he's crashed and is into the barrier, and that's in a very dangerous part of the track because that's right on the racing line where those cars come through that section. So we might have to red flag it again just because of the place he is in the track. And yes, confirmed, we do have another red flag and another restart. We're on the way for the third time in Baku. Blazin leading the way this time and gets ahead of Bones, who's going to try the outside line. Avery already trying to make up those lost positions. Halos tries to send one up the inside, and there's a little bit of contact there. Miko again shoved wide for the second time in a row on the starts. As they head towards the second corner there, Bones with the commanding lead so far, able to get away from the pack that squabbles below. Avery is already putting a lot of pressure on Bones, and he's spun. Avery spins out of the podium positions again for the second time, losing all of that progress that he worked so hard for. Oh, and that's why Wizard has hit the barrier and he's also out of this race. In a very similar way to Oscar, he's sitting on the track there, but apparently the marshals can clear this one up because there's less cars on the track. Let's have a look at what happened. I'm assuming it'll be very similar to Oscar, and yes, it happened in the exact same way. And another brilliant dodge by Miko. He's had a couple of close calls this race and he continues to keep out of trouble. And he has another one there that's very close. Oh, and Bones is from the lead into the barrier. And that's another leader that's spinned it in this race. And that means Blazin is our new race leader. Avery and Halos are approaching the scene. Miko will also get by Bones, who has now a crooked nose and no front wing. There's Avery and Halos. Avery keen to get past as soon as he can so he can get on with his race and back into the front. And he'll get two positions there as he gets Halos and Bones, who is now going off the track there with his damage. He'll just have to crawl to the pit. Oh no, Avery has spun once again, and Miko has another brilliant dodge going around Avery at the very last moment. And Avery will correct his car, spin it around, and continue on in fourth position with Pen Striker just behind. Oh no, Avery has another spin and contact with the wall on both ends, and that looks like a bit more damage than a couple of his other incidents. Meanwhile, Blazin is on the final straight. It's been a chaotic race, but Blazin wins here in Baku. An outstanding performance and one definitely well earned, as is second place for Miko. He continues to keep up his podium streak, and Bones here is approaching the heavily damaged Avery, so he'll probably be able to snatch that fourth place away, and he does quite easily, with Avery having too much damage to keep up the pace and keep behind Bones, who will, after crashing from the lead, come home and claim fourth position. Pen Striker will come ahead of him in third. Another amazing podium for Pen Striker, and Halos has found the barriers in the last part of this lap, so he won't be finishing this race today, but he'll still get sixth position. Bones crosses the line for fourth. It'll be fifth in the end, and 10 points for Avery as he crosses the line, the last finisher in this race, limping home. This is a replay here of what happened to Halos. Oh, and he crashed exiting the pit lane. How unusual. So he must have tried to continue with damage, and then later on he ended up in the wall, and this is where we found him resting. So yeah, he's not even got a front right tire there. It's just too much damage for the American driver, and he still gets sixth position. As we look at our results here, Blazin is our winner for today's race, followed by Miko and Pen Striker, two familiar podium sitters, and then Bones comes in fourth. Avery, our pole sitter, will come home in sixth and still get some decent points, but not what he would have wanted. Halos has his best performance in sixth position. He'll get 8 points for that one. Wizard likewise having a pretty good race, getting 6 points for seventh. Seth in fourth after crashing out and causing the second red flag is in eighth. Moving on to the next page, we have Oscar, who crashed early on in the race, causing the first red flag. An unfortunate race for him, and ends his winning streak and his pole position streak. Apex comes next in 10th, the last points paying position. He'll get 1 point for his efforts, and Blurry and Burning will go without after that crash. Burning finishes last, and he'll have a 3-place penalty for the next race. Moving on to the championship standings, Oscar still remains our leader, but Blazin is only 3 points behind after jumping 3 people in the standings. Blurry goes down to third, Miko jumps up to fourth, Ido loses a couple of positions too. Another podium leaves Pen Striker sixth in the standings. Bones also moving up with his fourth position. Seth continues to trickle down the order, now in 8th position with 34 points. And then we go on to the next page. Avery still trying to get up into the championship battle, but struggling. He still gets 10 points today, but that only puts him in 9th in the standings. Apex just behind him in 10th in the standings. And then Farmboy didn't race today. Burning, Wizard, and Halos all still remain in the back half of the standings. I hope you enjoyed today's race. It was quite the chaotic one. Next up we have Barcelona, so make sure you subscribe and all that so you can check that one out when it comes out, not too far into the future. But until then, goodbye.